Hey collective, how are you guys doing? Listen, I am excited, okay, because yesterday, if you watched the video that I posted, you saw that I was looking out the window and I was so geeked about the sun kind of beating out the clouds, right? Well, today it's snowing. Yeah, it is actually snowing. It's not quite winter wonderland, but it is giving that vibe for sure. All right, so how's everybody feeling? Hopefully, well, I am like you going through my own processes and eliminating old beliefs and allowing myself to surrender to the process. Because me, surrender, what is that? In a previous version of myself, you could have asked me to surrender, and I'd have been looking at you like, well, just give me the cuffs and I'll lock you up instead. Pay me no mind. But it's been a journey. 11:11 on my clock. Woo. What I will say is this: I have learned so much about myself more than anything along the way. And I realized that having this sort of level of self awareness has been a wonderful tool, okay, for me to carry forward in my journey. I have been saying to you guys for the past couple months to make sure you stay in alignment, to make sure that you're vibrating, as your highest self. And I ran into an incident last night which required me to make a choice. And I'm proud of myself because I did choose me. And I chose to stand, okay, in my beliefs, in my faith, and I chose to stand up for myself. But at the same time, I was very aware of my emotional response, okay, as well. So usually, if I were to entertain some dramatic situation, it would come from here in my heart space. But I chose for it to come here, all right, and here, so that at the end of the day, regardless of what may have seemed to be what I was emoting, the reality is you got the message, okay? And sometimes it's all about just understanding that you said what you said, you did what you did. And you don't have to repeat yourself. You don't have to find yourself in situations where you are being backed into a corner and you're now defending yourself and defending your honor. Nah, remember who you are. Don't ever forget who you are. And no one else can tell you who you are more than you should know yourself. All right. So I thought, let's get into this day. We are heading into this weekend, but of course, if this message finds you, I'm praying that it's manifested to those who need to see it, and I pray that you understand that it's been divinely orchestrated, okay? So, you ever took a shower, right? And then a hot shower, it's divine femmes, we love to take hot showers, okay? But you ever took a shower and then after you got out of the shower, it seems like your body's temperature is a little too warm, like you're almost sweating. You know what I'm saying? Like you're trying to get yourself ready, but you've got to dap your face, you got to dap your back, you got to dap all this kind of stuff because you're still hot. The pressure from the shower, along with the steam, et cetera, has just built up so much that now your system is trying to regulate itself. Okay, that's the energy that I'm sensing from the collective this morning. Is that, or yeah, this morning, is that you're sweating something, right? But at the same time, spirit needs you to understand that you don't have to sweat anything, and you certainly don't have to sweat the small stuff. Okay? So let's get a couple cards. Let's see what's going on with these downloads, and let's see what spirit wants us to know, okay? Especially as we start to move forward into, listen, I am not going to do this with these cards today. But as we kind of navigate into the weekend, let's get a feel for what's going on. Okay, yes. Never sweating the small stuff. So, as you continue to navigate, you see that your cycles are closing, okay? Some of you guys this weekend, I kind of get the feeling that you're going to be taking a break. You're going to be taking a break, and you're not just going to be isolating yourself for no reason at all. You are wanting to rest, okay? But at the same time, you're learning to master yourself because you are elevating. And part of that elevation is to continue to become more self-aware, continue to learn more about yourself. And a lot of you guys, you know, in this collective are healers naturally. Many of you guys, I think, could be practicing tarot, you know, could be into astrology, of course, certainly spirituality. But you're kind of stepping away from being the teacher, sort of this role that you've always been in, and you're learning to become a student again, okay? And that requires your focus, because learning is not just taking in information to regurgitate it back, but, you know, receiving information so that you have a better understanding of it, right? So yeah, you're in the midst of nourishing your soul, okay? And you're not afraid to isolate yourself because you understand now that you were never alone. You've been taking the time to raise your vibration. I'm hearing that some of you guys could even be interested in tarot, okay? Now, it's funny that these two cards came up. The love is gone, and please don't leave me, all right? But it's almost like they dropped down, because I've got these cards here that were pulled. It's almost like they dropped down to, bear with me here, they drop down to remind you that the love that others are interested in receiving from you is not anywhere near as important as the love that you need to give to yourself, okay? Yeah, you've been tuning out all the noise in the background, and you have made yourself essentially a case study. And so as a result, people are starting to notice how you've tightened up and you've put and shifted the emphasis on yourself. Isn't it funny that when you're seeking out love and romance, you sort of tend to kind of put everything else to the wayside. And for whatever reason, that doesn't always work. But then the minute you go inward, the minute you start saying, you know what, I don't need anyone else to fulfill me. I don't need anyone else to make me happy. I need someone who can compliment me. I need someone who can understand me. The minute you start to go into that thought process and go down that journey, that is when you start to attract exactly what it is that you're saying you want in terms of romantic partners and options. All right. Let's get a couple more cards, Spirit. What does this collective need to know? What does this collective need to know moving forward? Oops. All right. Keep grounding yourself, okay? That's going to keep you in a spacing where you can certainly stay focused energetically and on an earth level. As you're doing that, you'll want to try to get organized, maybe clear your space, tighten up, do some reorganizing, because a lot of you guys are purging and releasing things and people, but it's time to go back into that, because one of the things you have to understand about your personal journey is that once you get it, right, and once you understand what your purpose is, once Spirit reveals that to you, if they have not already, then you understand that it's structured. Okay, and some of the cycles that you will begin to master, you're going to see them, but you're going to perceive them differently, not with just your eyes, but with your third eye. Okay, just keep in mind, you got this. All right. And again, the message here is do not sweat the small stuff. Stay aligned with your own personal goals, with your own personal, desires, and all the rest of the things that are going on around you. Let them fly, let them flow like water, because not everything is your battle. I love you guys. Until next time, I'll see you soon.